Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Lou Ann and welcome to my kitchen. That coffee is a brewing, and there's some sweet iced tea in that icebox. Oh, it's good. It's just freshly made. So it's probably a little bit hot, but hey, you throw some ice in there and it'll be absolutely delicious. Anyway, today is another day, a day of March Candy Madness, which, it's not March 2025. It's actually July 2024. Well, anyway, a friend gave us some cucumbers, and I am going to make two different recipes with these cucumbers. Um, it'll be both posted on a different day, but today this recipe is a relish, a charred red onion and cucumber relish. So I've never made this, so hopefully it will be delicious, which I'm sure it will be. So let's turn the camera around, and of course this is a water bath canning recipe, so let's turn the camera around and let me show you how to make this relish. So the very first step is to turn on our broiler, which I got that going. I do have a pan that is lightly greased with cooking spray. I got to slice up about 3 pounds of onions, and since this is July and these onions need to be processed, I'm going to use my own onions, about 3 pounds. I'm going to guesstimate, so I'm going to try to slice them up as much as I can, but they're going to be chopped up anyway, so I may just chop them up. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. And then I will need to put them underneath the broiler to get them charred a little bit to my desire likeness or your desire likeness. So that's what I'm going to do first, and then I'll be right back. In this pan, I have a cup and a half of white vinegar, 5% acidity. You need to make sure that is in there. 1 cup of lime juice, 1 cup of sugar, a fourth a cup of kosher salt. I'm adding that to there. And let me make sure this is all stirred in. We need to bring it to a boil, but let's add our spices. We got mustard seed, sprinkling of cayenne pepper, uh, some turmeric, some smoked paprika, and some coriander seed, but I didn't have the regular seed. It was just ground up seed. So we need to bring this to a boil before we add our cucumbers and our charred onions. So I'm going to do that real quick. And while I'm waiting for this to boil and the sugar and the salt to dissolve, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my cucumbers to get it ready for because the cucumbers and the onions will go in this and cook for a little bit, I do believe. And this recipe is in the new ball book of canning, so since it's a new book, I'm not going to add the recipe below. Both the pickle recipes, this one and the freezer pickles, comes out of this book, so they will not be posted, but you could try to mimic this. I will try to find the link and put it below for the Amazon link for this cookbook. But then again, you can also get the book at like Barnes and Noble and places like that. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Now that this is boiling, we need to add our 2 pounds of cucumbers chunked, and our charred chopped onions, which I didn't chop very well because they was charred. So anyway, if you're using regular onions, these are small onions that I processed out of the garden. Like I said, they're small enough chunks anyway. So now we need to bring this back to a bowl and cook it, let it boil for 10 minutes. And then we will be putting it in our jars, y'all. There is a piece that probably don't need to be in there. So I'm going to let this, bring this to a boil and let it cook for 10 minutes uncovered. And then we will use a slotted spoon and put it in our clean jars. And this is supposed to make 4 pints, so we'll see. So this has got 1 more minute before I take using my slotted spoon, and I will be putting it in the pint jars. It says this is supposed to make 4 pints. We'll see. I got my water bath canning. So I got my water bath canner going because this is a pickle recipe, so therefore it's water bath. At least all the pickles recipes I know are water bath, except for the freezer one that I'm working on as well today. So I got it going, and I did put a little bit of vinegar in there as well because we have hard water here, and it kind of keeps it from getting the residue on the jars. So it is countdown to get ready to put this in the jar, so hang on tight. I know there's still chunks on there, but now we put our little pickle mixture in our jars. And then I've come up with 2 pints, but I will be adding the broth, the brine as well. I will be canning that as well. You want to wipe the rim of your jar before you put your lid on there, and then screw it on the ring finger tight, only finger tight. So I have done that to that jar. I'm going to finish the rest of the jars, and then we will put it in our water bath. Then we will process our jars 15 minutes once the water bath starts boiling. So with this relish, I fill it to a inch headspace, a half an inch headspace. I usually go to like the bottom of the rim of the jar, and you always want an inch above your jars, your water to be an inch above your jars, at least for water bathing. Now pressure cooking, pressure canning is a totally different subject. I'm still new to pressure canning, so I'm going to put the lid on, wait for it to boil. And I only got 2 pints of the relish plus a pint of the brine, which I'm going to taste the brine because there's a little bit left over. We're going to see what it tastes like, y'all, on camera. And hopefully this will be delish. So I'm going to put the lid on and kind of clean up my kitchen a little bit. So I know this needs to be water bath, but let's try it since it's cooked, and let's see how we like it. Ooh. Ooh. Mmm. Got a little heat to it. Mmm. It's good though. Mmm. Will I can this again? Probably. So let's finish the recipe.